And there's a new food group called junk food. It's being targeted by nutritionists, but what's on the list will surprise you. Oh, no, it's not really a surprise. It's Krispy Kreme. It's the greatest donut on the planet. I don't think it made the list, or that. Well, the old food pyramid that we were taught as kids has changed, and not surprisingly, sugar and fat is still nowhere to be seen on it. And join us this morning with the Garden of Eden food pyramid is nutritionalist Robert Redfern. Robert, good morning, first of all.
Good morning.
And I'm guessing Garden of Eden food pyramid, no apples.
No, apples and apples and apples, but yeah, I get the...
Yeah, I get that. All right, this is different from the pyramid we were taught how.
Well, this is different because I created this and the food industry created the other food pyramid. So they want you to have the easy-to-grow grains and cereals and stuff that's causing all our problems. I want you to have the Garden of Eden stuff. Anything that you could pick and eat in the Garden of Eden is real food. That wasn't in the Garden of Eden, as they say.
All right.
So.
Well, we've got this pretty well separated for you of the do's and don'ts. Real quick, here's the Garden of Eden food pyramid. Now you got fish and meats on top, naturally reared though, and you stress that
grass-fed. That's how nature intended animals to be, and so that's why it's Garden of Eden. Garden of Eden.
Right, and then you've got oils and then olives, and we know those are good for us.
Fats are good for us.
Yeah, the right fats though.
Absolutely.
And nuts and seeds. Beans, we're finding out more and more, are really, really good for us.
Whole ton of stuff in there, actually, yes. Yeah.
Fruits, of course, we know.
The dark skin fruits, so the cherries, the berries, the blackberries, and that is the most perfect food in the world.
And yet, everyone I know thinks that this is one of the most fattening things you can ever...
You could give that to your children day after day, and they would be slim, they would be healthy, they get...
Avocados.
Great avocados, grown in... Where?
California, baby. So avocados and banana, once called the perfect food, you've got it on the red line.
It's a borderline because we can eat some, but just not too much. It's quite high in sugars. Now, why sugars? Well, sugars create inflammation in the body. We all know.
I know.
Now.
I'm all swelled up. Look at me. Let's talk real quickly though before we get into that. Why these are not good? Because these are some staples. You're talking potatoes, pasta, whole grain breads.
They're only staples because they've been made staples by the food industry. Whole grain bread. I purposely brought that. I didn't bring white bread because people would think that. Whole grain bread, not only does it create inflammation, but it blocks the uptake of calcium in the digestive tract. So, we're giving ourselves osteoporosis by eating lots of bread.
All right, so chips we know. Bran muffins have been passing off as health food for a long time. The fact of the matter is it's a big piece of cake.
Absolutely.
Pasta, even a whole 100% whole wheat.
I especially brought whole grain pasta just to show you that it's not on. Real food.
These have been staples since man has been feeding itself.
They have not, actually. In 2,000 years ago, when they talked about bread, it was sprouted and then made into loaves. In other words, it was living foods, enzymatically alive foods.
Let's talk about where we should be. You mentioned the dark-skinned fruits, very important.
Those are, they're just about cure anything.
Okay. Nuts, we're finding out, much like beans, more and more, that they're really good for us. I'm guessing, though, the salted kind in the can, not what I'm looking for?
Well, it depends on the salt. If it's sea salt, that's okay. But if they're using processed salt, same thing.
So I can do salt, but it's got to be sea salt. Yeah. Yams. Why are yams good, but potatoes are not when they're virtually the same?
We call these sweet potatoes in the UK, where I'm from, and those are fine. They just don't elevate blood sugar levels, and they're not full of fungus.
But a regular potato will.
But a regular potato
you think it's this stuff we know about, the raw vegetables, we know that's what we should be eating.
It doesn't have to be raw all the time. You can blanch them, you can stir fry them, you can steam them, because you'll kill some of the enzymes, but not all of the enzymes.
And I made a joke that none of this stuff's any good unless you smother it in butter, and you say butter actually has gotten kind of a bad rap.
Absolutely. I don't know where these things come from or who makes them up, but it's a good thing to do, actually.
All right, Robert Redfern, thank you so much.
Well, all this is in my book, The Miracle Enzyme, and people can go to my website, themiracleenzyme.com. They can download a whole bunch of resources. We've been going through this very quickly, but they can read that at their leisure.